Oh, super. So, hello and welcome to today's webinar with FieldWorker. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today we're going to talk you through how you can use digital technology through FieldWorker to help your organization grow, to help you set apart from your peers in the field, and also to help you really improve the quality of care that you're delivering. Before we dive in, I just want to say, if you have any questions, we'll have some time at the end. So please do write these in the chat and we will answer these at the end of the webinar. While we're starting though, let's look at what FieldWorker actually is. So I'm going to zoom back to last year when FieldWorker was started. Originally, FieldWorker had this vision behind it, which was to empower all of those working in social care to deliver outstanding care. And that's across agencies of all sizes, organizations of all sizes. We know how much time, money, and stress goes into delivering care. We know that there's a ton of paperwork and records to keep up to date, and there's constantly a lot to keep track of. We know that there's also then changing legislation that you need to be dealing with, and it's different on a state-by-state basis. And there are a lot of things you need to then keep up with. There might be different processes when it comes to billing or changes in requirements when it comes to things like EVV. We also know that recently, of course, after the pandemic, there's been this acceleration in the emergence of community-based care. So it's more of a challenge now than ever for us to know exactly what our teams are doing at all times, especially when a lot of them are mobile and out there in the field, and to ensure that they have access to all of the information they need to really deliver the best care possible wherever they are, whether that's in the office or in the field. We also know that as a manager, it's difficult to keep an overview of all activities, to keep track of your team's progress towards deadlines, and actually understand what's currently happening and get the insights you need to be able to scale the work that you do and grow your business. Finally, we know that it's very easy for us to say, going digital. We know that sounds super simple to say. We know in reality it's difficult to do. Especially when a lot of the systems we've been used to are paper-based. I am sat here surrounded by Post-its, for example, still using a lot of paper. But that's exactly why, all of these reasons, why our founders, Rohit and Prabhat, who we'll meet shortly, started building FieldWorker to address all of these issues. So with FieldWorker, we want the platform to be this centralized, all-in-one hub for managing all aspects of your day-to-day operations. FieldWorker is for all agencies and organizations in care coordination, in support coordination, agencies working in case management, agencies working with guardianship arrangements, and businesses supporting individuals out there in the communities who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. FieldWorker lets you keep all of your information in one place, and it gives your team access to all of this information at all times via the desktop app, so on the websites, via laptop or computer, but also via our smartphone app, meaning that you can really ensure that your team have the information they need to be able to deliver the highest quality care and to make informed decisions for your patients at your fingertips at all times. That's why as well with the app for an increasingly mobile workforce, we see it as an essential partner for the FieldWorker web platform. We automate processes on FieldWorker, and we make things like tracking time and tasks simple, where you can just click a button and information is recorded. The amount of time spent on a task is recorded, where the information you need to be EVV compliant is recorded without extra effort needed on your part. And this also means that with FieldWorker, you can generate highly accurate timesheets and also highly accurate billing reports, which saves you time when it comes to having to look through and correct potential errors. We also show you all information in a very easy to digest format, including things like case notes, including any updates your team make to tasks, and also key metrics so you can effortlessly track how your business is performing from easy to understand dashboards. And this, we hope, saves you a significant amount of time when it comes to simplifying your operations and learning exactly how to scale. We also believe in making tech accessible. So we've designed FieldWorker to be simple to use and very intuitive. So even if you've had limited experience with digital platforms before, or you've tried out other platforms in the past that have been quite complicated to use and understand and have a steep learning curve, we want anyone working in the space to be able to use FieldWorker and benefit from it, which is why simple design is at the core of how we've built it. Part of this, of course, also means that we see ourselves as partners in helping you succeed. So we place a huge emphasis on support and customer service, which is the perfect segue for you, for me, to introduce some of our team here. So faces behind FieldWorker. Here we have Anne and Sunny, who are both with us, so from the customer success team. Whenever you sign up with FieldWorker, whenever you're going through onboarding, whenever you're bringing in your data, whenever you've got questions about any aspect of the platform, whenever you need assistance setting up things like EVV and billing integrations, you're going to be speaking to Anne and Sunny. They've helped a lot of agencies do this already with FieldWorker. They are experts when it comes to the process. I personally love seeing them demo the platform as well, because it's just always very clear how passionate they are about helping agencies get the most out of the platform. So Anne will actually be taking us through the FieldWorker platform so you can see for yourselves how it works, how simple it is, and what FieldWorker as a platform actually includes. We then also are joined by the founders of FieldWorker, so Rohit and Prabhat, who, as I mentioned, started FieldWorker with that vision to really empower all agencies to be able to deliver outstanding care in local communities. They both have backgrounds in technology as well, so really bringing that background and using technology in an accessible and intuitive way to build this platform. They will be with us to explain a little more about the platform and to answer any questions you have as well. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Anne, who's going to take us on a little tour through the FieldWorker platform. So over to you, Anne.
Thank you so much, Ben. Really appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. As Ben had mentioned, my name is Anne Murtha. I'm a senior account executive here at FieldWorker, and just to give you a little bit about myself, people often ask me, why do I love what I do? It's because I get the opportunity to help people, to bring solutions and technology where needed. And I'm looking forward to taking you to a tour of our tools and solutions of FieldWorker. And with that, I'm going to share my screen and we'll get underway here. So what we're looking at right now is our landing page. Right here is our Microsoft button where you would easily sign in. This Microsoft button keeps us HIPAA compliant, which of course is important, and of course safe and secure. So we're just going to click on the Microsoft, click on my name, sign in. And here we are at the landing page for FieldWorker, the home page. This is where you can see your agency at a glance notice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring you to the upper right-hand corner. So if you bring your eyes to our little question mark, here's where you can get help, where you can always get help, I should say. So if you're needing support, or if you're needing to open a ticket, if you're needing to talk with somebody regarding one of our resolutions, we're always here to help. You can do this in two ways. You can submit a support ticket, just as I was doing so. And let's expand that out for further view. And then on the lower right-hand corner, we have a yellow chat circle where you can always get someone online as well for support. In addition to our knowledge-based materials, we have Getting Started. We have our pricing and plans, how to use and utilize FieldWorker, why use our services, some FAQs, work concepts that we've gathered, in addition, video tutorials, as well as ongoing resources for knowledge-based information. Going back home to the home page, as you can see everything in one easy glance. You have your ongoing daily and monthly calendar. You have your ongoing task information. You have any kind of recent calls that you've just had. And then, of course, your timesheets down below. At the top here, I'm going to bring your eyes to the upper left-hand side. But before I do that, I just want to jump to, again, the lower right-hand corner of the screen where we have tutorials. This is an excellent way to get a refresher. This will walk you through all of the screens and functionality that we're going to be walking through today. This is always here, so at your convenience, you can always come in here, and it is especially supportive if you're hiring new staff for training purposes. But just to note, we're here to support you just the same, so we could easily jump on the call, Sunny and I, and walk you through training as well. Up on the left-hand side, we want to make it easier for you to gain access to FieldWorker. We know this transition to obtaining new software can be an arduous and overwhelming task. So we make it easy for the onboarding process to take place. Once you register, you're going to get a username and a temporary password, and you'll immediately gain access right away. You can join as well. You can add your team members by clicking here under your agency name. We just click and we hit on team. And this will display a roster of all of your current employees and invite them to be a FieldWorker user as well, as simple as adding their first and last name, their email address, and just click invite. Once you do, they too will receive a email with their username and temporary password, also immediately giving them access. Back at the home page again. Again, you see that we're geographically driven. Of course, this is for EVV purposes. We'll get more into that in just a little bit. But just wanted to bring your eyes back up to the right-hand side. You're going to see a little configure FieldWorker. This will enable you to customize the features within FieldWorker however your agency deems fit. So that means you can change headings and columns and settings however you need to visually see them and export them as well. And in addition to that, we have our reporting aspect where you can view EVV and your timesheet information. Back over to the top of the page here, we're going to up and coming appointments. You have your caseload report. This gives you an overview of what your caseload is currently looking like. Then you have your time management piece. This will give you the information as far as phone calls, home visits, and etc., which is date and time stamped as well. And then your overall analytical dashboard. This will give you how many customers are onboarded so far, how many home visits you've executed, and of course, your overall customer base. Simple, easy, clean to read analytics. Back over to the home page, we're going to head into projects. The way I like to talk about projects, it's kind of an analogy that I developed out of doing these webinars in order to help you make a connection. A project is something like a tip of an umbrella, if you will. It's the overall piece of what you're going to be exercising to do. And then everything like a task, your employees, your artifacts, and your notes, context, they all roll up under that umbrella. As you again can see, everything is geographically driven. On the left-hand side, we have ongoing projects. We have your older projects, and you can sort that however you deem fit. Then we have your overview. You have your tasks that roll up, as I mentioned, under that umbrella. They all list out neatly and cleanly, and the most recent floats on top. Then you have your employees. You'll see if there are multiple employees are assigned to a particular case, and that comes in handy, of course, if somebody is on vacation and you're needing to substitute employees for care. Moving on to artifacts, here is your bulk upload. One of the key features here is gives you a centralized location of documentation sake. So all of your employees, once they gain access to the information based on their role. What do I mean by that? In FieldWorker, you can allocate hierarchy role. So you have an administrator role that sees all entities within FieldWorker within the account. Then you have a manager level, which is a little bit more limited than the administrator. And then you have the FieldWorker, where the visual is a little bit limited and geared based on what the administrator and the manager has allocated. So you have that customization and that visibility that you can control at your need. Next, we move on to our notes section. Our notes section is also tied to our phone app, and I'll get into that in just a few minutes. But here we list out, again, the most recent notes, and our notes are editable on the fly. So if you're needing to change something at the last minute, you can clearly do so. And then you can always add note as you need to as well. With our mobile app, with our notes section, you can use the little microphone on your phone. And with our phone app, you can do voice to text, which comes in real handy, especially when you are working out in the field and you want to focus on the quality of care. You're not taking away from the time with your client, and you're getting your notes accurately and put immediately into the person's record. Moving on to contacts. Contacts is like a family person that also participates in family care, or referring physician is also considered a contact, and they list out accordingly here. Moving on to our customers. This is where you could enter in into customers, starting a new customer if you have somebody newly coming on board, or starting a new guardianship. Excuse me. They list out, again, one by one, in demographic information as well. Then you have your overview, again, your task, your employees, your artifacts. If you notice, if I'm needing to update or change any of the information related to a client, you can do so without having to jump out to one screen or back over to the other. And if you also notice, it's a simple series of drop-down menus and clicks. We wanted to make sure that it's intuitive enough, like Ben had said, but it's also user-friendly. So you're easy enough to get in and easy enough to get out, and you're getting what you need on the fly. If you're needing to add more contacts here, you can do so just by adding contacts. And they list out as well, one right after the other. If you're needing to export, we can export in CSV format. And this way, if you're needing to pull in or integrate with another system, you can easily do that. As I mentioned, we are geographically driven for EVV purposes. Here we have our location information. It just brings up a geographical map. And then if you're needing to update or enter all new information for a particular client, again, you can see these tutorials popping out as we're going through these processes. To enter a new task, enter in a project or plan, enter in a contact or provider, enter in a new customer or patient, or if you're needing to enter in or edit your notes, your location for demographic purposes. Here we can do bulk upload as well. And that just is not limited to just bringing in documents, cut and paste and whatnot. Excuse me, while you're out in the field, you can actually, with utilizing our phone app, take a picture or scan a document out in the field and upload it right in with your bulk upload option. Excuse me. So you can do it right then and there, and you're not having to worry about taking care of that when you get back to the office. It's right there in the field for you. And then, of course, recording activity. Again, you can use the mobile app, and you can also do voice to text, which will enter in and record that information. In addition, moving now down to the lower left-hand side is your timesheets. This enables you to keep track of your employee timesheets, checking in, checking out. You can export, you can customize, as we had mentioned earlier, all of the headings as need be. One of the key features that I like to talk about when it comes to timesheets is there are bulk actions. You can approve, lock, unlock, or and unapprove a particular timesheet if need be. A case where that might be needed or warranted would be if somebody had gone to a service, a demographic service for a customer, and they're on site, they check in, but they forget to check out. You can come in here and adjust their time accordingly. And then moving on to our EVV services. As you know, like I mentioned several times, we are geographically driven. We have EV logs, procedures, and in EVV invoicing as well, and in addition to EVV reporting. All of this, again, is all exportable as need be. And lastly, I wanted to bring you to our billing app. We're building this piece out right now, but we are billing for New Jersey and other states, and we're going to be expanding all of these latest features. We're currently working with several organizations for billing purposes, and we look forward to billing with you hopefully soon. This brings me to my conclusion as far as the tour of the FieldWorker services. At this time, I'd like to pass it on to Rohit.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much, Anne. A wonderful demo, and we appreciate all of you joining this webinar. Thank you so much for taking time off your afternoon. One of the things I want to mention is we are happy to answer any questions that you might have. So please type them up in either the chat window or you can also in the Q&A panel, which would be at the bottom of your screen where you can enter and ask information. But while we wait for some of the questions, I will just summarize and talk a few more points, highlight a few more points in addition to what Anne has already mentioned. So what Anne showed you is a subset of some of the functionality that we have. The product itself does a variety of many different things. Some of the things that I would like to highlight, which actually directly lead into the quality of care that you provide and lead to the growth of your organization, whether you are a support coordination agency, whether you are a service provider agency, whether you're a guardianship agency. If you think about it, a lot of the functions that we do are similar, right? We are going out into the field, we are providing care to people, we are recording the information related to that care. We are recording that information as case notes. We are recording that information in the time that we have spent to deliver the service. We are recording other activities that are associated with it. We are recording who we provide the service for. What we are doing here with FieldWorker is bringing all of this together. So if you think about it, if one of your employees is out in the field providing services, when they go into the system, they can look to see what they have to do today at this dashboard, which is in front of you. What are the activities that are planned for them? Execute on those activities, go into the project tab, see all the people, see the customers, see all the contacts that are associated with them. They can go deliver the service. They can focus more on the client because they can use things like voice to text. They can use the app to do quick check-in and check-out. They're not spending a lot of time in recording all the information. They don't have to come back home and type up notes. They have all that information right in the field, very easy for them to do. They can focus on the client and deliver a higher quality of service. As soon as they deliver that service, as soon as they record their case notes, you in the office have access to that information through the desktop. Because if you think about it, all this information is flowing directly from the mobile app to here. All the data is kept in the cloud. There is nothing on your desktops, but all the information is always available to you. The service is delivered, case notes are entered, information is captured. You as the manager or owner of the agency are able to see all this information. You can validate this information. You can look at the reports that need to be generated. If you get audited or if there is a requirement to generate reports, you have all that information captured in one place all the time. You are also able to get an overview of every employee that you have in the organization. And that actually brings me to another point. Anne mentioned this already, we control the information that is visible to everybody based on the type of role they are set up for in the product. So if there is somebody's an employee, there's a field worker, they will see the projects that they are responsible for. If somebody is a manager, they will see the projects and all the associated information which is under their purview. And if you are the agency owner or a senior manager, you will see everything across the organization. So these are some ways in which what we are doing is automating the flow of information, automating the processes that are running through your organization, and consolidating all the information in one place to make it available to the people who need it at the time they need it for you to be able to deliver a high quality of service. You have more information about the clients, you have more information about your employees know who are the contacts with the client. If a sibling is more important, they are available in the contact list. If a doctor has to be connected, they're in the contact list. And all this data related to time spent, activity done is available in the form of reports, in the form of invoices, in the form of billing, and all associated information at your fingertips when you need it at that moment in time. So we are essentially making the processes smooth, easy to run, and ability to you to run your organization very effectively, providing a higher quality of service to your clients. I'm happy to take any questions. I see that some questions have been brought up. Happy to answer any of them. Ben is monitoring that, so I'll let Ben take that from here, and I'm happy to join if there's any question that is for me.
Super. Thank you very much, Rohit and Anne. I always enjoy kind of watching these demos and being taken through the platform again as well. We have a couple of questions that have come in. First question is about pricing. So could you tell us a bit about the pricing of FieldWorker and how plans work?
Right. So this is a very good question, and this is an important question that comes up a lot as well. So what we have done is we have done a bunch of studies in the market to see what is the best, most optimal way for us to make our system available. So what we did was we landed on a model which we think is the best. First of all, we make our product available to you for free, and that's a definite free, but it is available for a short period of time for you to play with the product, try it out, see how it runs. It gives us an opportunity to show you how things work. If you have any questions, we are happy to answer them. We are happy to upload your data into the system so that you have a sample of data that you can work with, that is real data that you can work with. And only after that free period do we go into a paid model for the product. And in that paid model, what we found is that we have gone with a per user model. There are a variety of models in the marketplace, and some of them are caseload based, but we decided not to go with that. We think that the cheapest and the most cost-effective way to provide this product in the marketplace is through a per user model. It is a subscription model, and it works on a per user basis. We are happy to take any further questions. If you have specific questions about the number of users you have or how it would operate in your world, please reach out to any of us on this call, Anne, Murta, Sunny, Zach, Ben, or myself, and we are happy to give you further details on your particular use case.
That's right. And of course, we have more details on the plans, but also on all aspects of FieldWorker on our website, which is fieldworker.ai. So do visit our website as well. Super. Thank you, Rohit. I have another question about everyone's favorite topic, audits. So we know that audits happen for some more frequently than others. There can be a lot of time and stress involved with having to prepare for an audit. This person wants to know how FieldWorker actually helps with kind of that preparation for audits.
This is a very interesting point and a good question. Thank you, because this was one of the initial questions that we encountered when we said that there is a need for a tool like FieldWorker to help you run your business. So as we know, Medicaid is spending billions of dollars on the care of people, whether that money is flowing through Medicaid directly, whether it is coming through court system, if you're in the guardianship world, but essentially the dollars are being spent by Medicaid, right? And whether it is intellectually and developmentally disabled person, guardianship person, support coordination needs, whatever the case might be. Now, what is happening, right? We are providing these services in the field. We are taking care of people. We are billing to Medicaid. And Medicaid has very frequently started asking for proof of service, and especially with the 2016 Cures Act, some new demands or new requirements have come into place, specifically around electronic verification of visit that Anne mentioned. Not every service that is provided requires this. For example, guardianship does not require it. In some states, support coordination does not require it. But every state has to implement electronic verification of visit over the next few years in any service that is home or community based, right? So now what is the result of that? Medicaid is asking for proof of service delivery, and EVV is part of that, right? What are we doing with FieldWorker? We are making your life simple from an audit perspective, or for any kind of reporting perspective related to compliance or regulation. EVV, of course, is one way. On our mobile app, somebody can check in, check out. Data is electronically recorded based on the location. So there is absolute guaranteed proof of service delivery. But in addition to that, we are tracking time. We are tracking rates. We are tracking time of service delivery, location of service delivery, the person to whom the service was delivered. And at the back end, since we have all this information, we are not only using it for billing, so that makes our billing foolproof. There is absolutely no issue. You have accurate billing, you have top quality control, and it is done very, very fast, right? And reports that we are producing also capture all this information to satisfy any audit need. So you have the documentation, you have the proof, and there is no question. You don't have to jump through hoops to collect all the emails that you have received, to say who delivered what service where. Case notes are being captured in one place. The time of service delivery is being captured in one place, and our reports satisfy audit requirements like that. And so we position you very, very well for audits.
Absolutely. And one thing I just want to really highlight there as well is the way FieldWorker has been designed. It makes it incredibly easy to keep things up to date as you're doing them as well. So with things like this speech to text case notes that you can do on the mobile app, you can come out of a visit in a patient's home, record your case notes in a couple of minutes there and do it instantly. So it's also one thing I really appreciate about FieldWorker is that ability to really encourage your team to keep things up to date and not get to the end of the week or even the weekend, because we know there's a lot to do sometimes, and then have to spend a couple of hours of what should be your family time, your free time, your downtime, time to relax, updating notes and making sure everything is in order as well. Perfect. Thank you, Rohit. Another question then. We know that there are lots of, or a couple of different solutions for case management and a couple of platforms out there in the market. We want to know what differentiates FieldWorker from these other platforms. Why should someone choose FieldWorker over one of these other platforms?
Yeah, Bhavin, that's I don't want to talk about any. Ideally, I would not like to talk about anything negative about our competitors, but we'll talk about what we do in FieldWorker, right, and what our objective is. And we are still evolving. There is so much more that we've already built in, but there is tons more that is coming down the pike. So we want you please visit our website. Keep it on your tab and see what all is being done in our product. But basically, what we have done is with FieldWorker, we've tried to make it very, very easy and to use a centralized location for all the information that your employees and you might need as you work through your day, your week, and your month. For you as a manager to provide support to your employees, because if they need any information, you have access to that information. All the documents are in one place. They have access to documents. You have access to documents. You have access to past case notes. You have all this information to help support them. You have ability to do billing. You have ability to access the information as and when you need it. So our whole objective here is to make it very simple, very easy, and provide you access to all the information in an easy, accessible format.
Absolutely. And I'd also just call out one of the things I think that makes FieldWorker super special, sitting on this call actually with us. So Zach, Anne, and Sunny, I think just in the support they provide as well and being available. And as Rohit said, we're constantly evolving. If you've got any feedback for the platform as well, you can tell our team here, and we take that feedback and we really do use it to improve and develop our platform, constantly evolving. And we want to become the kind of go-to place for everything that you would need to do in your day-to-day operations. Thank you. I've got one last question here then, which is from someone who is concerned that they're not so good with computers. She said that in the past she's tried a couple of solutions that have been quite complicated to use. She wants to know if FieldWorker is suitable for those who haven't had so much experience with computers, or if there's quite a steep learning curve, and if so, how does that work in getting set up?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, and we had that question from many of our current clients as well initially when they came on board with us, and we have done a few things to help you. First of all, as you can see, as you saw through the demo, we have made it very easy to access the system throughout. It works in a very easy format. Even if you look at the screen which is in front of you right now, on the left-hand side, you have all the activities that you can do. And on the right-hand side, on the main screen, you see everything so we made it very easy. The second thing we have done is our customer success team, which is part of which is present here, is very focused on making your life very easy. This is something we are very proud of and very happy to share, that some of our current customers say that the type of customer support we provide, they have not seen it from any product anywhere. We are very proud of the support that we provide. We are happy to. We have worked with clients who have been on spreadsheets, and we have helped them upload their data into our system. We have helped them navigate the system, and we are here to essentially partner with you and make you successful. Ease of use and ease of adoption was one of the primary driving forces for us when we were designing the system, and that is something we really are very focused on.
Super, thank you very much. I think that answers all of the questions we've received. Is there anything you would like to say, Rohit, to close out our webinar today?
No, I think I've spoken a lot. I'm happy to field any other questions, but essentially, just from a quick closing perspective, our thought process behind FieldWorker is to make your life day-to-day very easy, right? Not just for you as a manager or as an agency owner, as well as for employees or people who are out working in the field. Give you access to information based on your security and authorization level when you need it and as you need it, right? And make it very easy to upload the information in the system, and for you to provide a very high quality of care by automating and taking care of all the mundane tasks in the system. And you provide a high quality of care, get more referrals, grow your business, and save time in your day, and go enjoy yourself on the beach or on wherever you would like to do. That's our objective.
That sounds good. I was going to say, if it went November and very cold right now, to go to the beach after finishing today. Excellent. Thank you very much to Anna and Rohit for sharing as well. And thank you, of course, for listening to us and for letting us take you through the webinar, the platform, and showing you how FieldWorker can help your business to grow and deliver exceptional care. Please do visit our website. That's fieldworker.ai. You'll find a wealth of information there, linked on all aspects of FieldWorker. And as Rohit said, please don't ever hesitate to get in touch. We're always here to answer your questions, and we'd love to learn more about what you do and how we could partner with you to really help you succeed in the work you're doing. So thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.